Right, onwards we go to botch the class trial. Oh joy. So, I'm not very good at the class trials. I'm great at the minigames, but some of the logic in these games is ass backward. Like, it really is. Like, sometimes it's vague for story purposes, and then it elaborates after you get a correct answer to explain why it's the correct answer, amidst a sea of possible correct answers. So, you can have logic that makes perfect sense at a point in time, but it's not the absolute correct answer, right? And then you're like, what the fuck, this makes perfect sense, why does this not work? And then the game will elaborate after you find the right answer to explain why the answer you chose before, even though it made sense, was incorrect. If that makes any sense. So is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nutjob? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Yeah, Ace Attorney involves a lot of bluffing. It's literally a plot point that Wright bluffs, I see. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible!
Phew.
So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Yep, somebody indeed. I wonder who it could be. Just kidding, I already know. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. On how much of a little bitch you are? The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally... Yeah, so the coolest trial rooms are in 2, I believe. The way, like, it kind of comes out of the ground and shit's pretty wicked. Came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
well.
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills.
Everyone, please find your
thrills.
assigned seats. Yeah, so basically, Danganronpa 1 and 2, every time you get to another trial, the room redecorates, which I think is pretty cool. But in V3, it doesn't do that for some reason, and I don't know why. At least I haven't noticed it. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Like, so even if they were to just recolor the room or something and not, like, add new decorations, I'd go for that, rather than not have the room fucked with at all. Don't know if that'd be a turnoff for you or not. There's voice acting aside from objections and such. I think I'm gonna stick with this series, but I gotta hope and pray that they make another Danganronpa game, because I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the ending to V3 is incredibly weird. And it leaves off at a very strange point. And I can't really be certain if there's going to be another game or not. I know Kodaka is working on a project called Death March Parade, which is apparently an underground theme park run by a sadistic clown or something, and it's pretty much another killing scenario, but I don't know exactly any more details than that. And I know he wants to take a break from Danganronpa, but I don't know if he's entirely done with it. But I did read that he said that he's done everything he wanted to do with Danganronpa, so if there's going to be another game, it's just going to be for the sake of another game. But I don't know if he'll make a new one, but I hope he does. Also, I don't have any more available skills, so I might be fuckoed in this a little bit.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
Oh yeah, also, they're gonna
your
voice act
votes
this
will
shit entirely
determine the
themselves, so I'm gonna
results.
shut the fuck up and let you listen, alright? Unless there's some funny dialogue, like in the last trial.
If you
that
can
nobody could have
figure
heard
out
'cause the
who
volume was
done
fucked,
it, then
'cause I'm
only
dumb.
they will receive punishment.
And also I left double audio
if you
on.
pick the wrong one.
Because if you guys don't know, it's like really hard when you're wearing a headset to judge how loud the audio is when you have no playback except for the stream, which is why streamers usually ask their chat to be like, how does the volume sound and shit like that, because there's no way of telling, so it's a little bit awkward.
Then I'll punish
In that regard.
everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else.
So it's like, in
will
comparison to my voice, I
graduate.
don't know how loud these characters are speaking, if that makes sense.
Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Weapon! First we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Well, it was the weight, obviously. Going to kill with cock. No, maybe not. Maybe not this time. Go on then.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
According to the Monokuma
contradict
file,
that.
the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Although I guess it's easy to contradict a fucking idiot, isn't it?
Can we agree that the object that
Saying
dealt
that.
the fatal blow was the
Gunta
dumbbell
fucked me up in one of the
found
trials.
At the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Well, unless somebody's dick was really heavy and shaped like a dumbbell, but I don't think that's it.
Looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
As opposed to having the hots for a fucking, what, 10-year-old looking character. Yeah, good job, Hifumi.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I bet that's
will
what
proceed
Kyoko was
from here.
thinking as well.
Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer? Did he really kill Chihiro? New element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Alright. Oh, is this the thing where you agree with people? Oh, no it isn't. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Uh-oh. Consent is a DR2 thing? I thought it was in this one as well. Oh, weird. Yeah, see, V3, I don't know if you've played V3, but they added another new element where you have to lie in order to steer everybody in a different direction so you can uncover what actually happened, which is pretty cool, but sometimes it's vague as fuck when you have to do it, and it's really fucking annoying. Alright, well, it's good, because I'm very careful about trying to not spoil people on this series, because it's really fucking good, and it's really good when you get to play it for yourself, so I always try and not spoil people. So now that I know you haven't played it, I'm gonna be extra careful about that, just for you. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all, in which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Yeah, I'm always super careful about not spoiling people. So I'm not going to talk about V3 anymore, just in case I say something daft. But yeah, V3 is a bit different. It's still pretty much the same concept, but
Culprit is Genocide Jack.
like you have to lie pretty much in
Case
that one.
closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on!
Alright, I'm doing pretty good at hitting
There's
the
just
purple
no
so far.
proof for it.
Nice.
No, that's wrong.
It's a bit out of my price range at the moment, so I was looking into it, maybe doing the family share thing with a buddy. It's like 40 USD, I think.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
It shouldn't be 60 anymore. I think I got it for around 40. Actually, I might have paid like 50 for it because I had to order it because like GameStop didn't have it in stock physically, so I had to order it.
What?
So I had to pay for like tax and shipping and handling and all that nonsense.
I found this file while I was looking
Which really
around
sucks,
the
because there's a
archive in the
GameStop like a
library.
20-minute walk away from me, so I could have literally just gone down to the fucking store and picked it up, but...
I guess it's some kind of confidential file
Saved
the
myself
police
like
put
20 bucks.
together about the genocide
Also blew a
Jack
lot of my
case.
disposable money on shoot-em-ups for the Steam sale. I see. Yeah, see, I don't have
That's
work,
kind of weird
like,
as shit, isn't it?
I live in
What was
Seattle,
something like
pretty
that
much,
doing in the library?
and... Unemployment
The why of
is
it is
ridiculous.
probably
like,
more
there's
trouble than
literally
it's worth.
no work that is
let's forget
obtainable
about
around
that
here.
for now.
The cost of living is ridiculously high. The population is skyrocketed. It's fucking insane.
More
Like,
importantly,
here it is impossible to get
outlines
work,
all
pretty
the
much.
specifics of every
So I'm pretty much
genocide
out of a
Jack
job
case in
until I can't live in the
exceeding
place I
detail.
live in anymore.
According
Because
to
I
the
live with my
file,
grandfather,
there
like,
appear
I
to
live
be
in his
two
house,
defining
right?
characteristics in every genocide
So it's like, I
Jack
don't pay
case.
rent here, I don't pay bills, I don't pay for my own
The
food, so I have it
first is
pretty
that a
easy.
bloody message
So I don't
is
have to
found
work,
written at the
but I
scene
want
of
to work
every
so I can
murder.
save money, so I can move eventually, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's fucking rough. It's bullshit.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
And it's like, nobody understands it, because, like,
No.
like, my family
It's
fucking
actually
thinks it's me
bloodlust.
being lazy, and, like, I don't want to look 8 hours a day to find work, but I
more
wouldn't mind having a job,
the
you know,
other
and I've applied like 40
and
different
it's
places
something
for
that has
entry-level
never been
work
made
around here,
public.
and I haven't gotten a single reply. I haven't gotten a single job around here.
Never made
I used to
public?
work at a pizza
What the
place. I
hell
used to
is
work
it?
at a Little Caesars for like a year and a half. But due to the economy being
Why
so
don't
fucking
you
shit out of
tell
order,
them,
and it being
Makoto?
so populated, I got laid off of my job. And the store I worked at closed, and I didn't get a transfer or anything like that, so I got fucked out of my work. The other characteristic of every genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. It's gotta be that then.
Apparently, in every genocide Jack case, the killer
So-
suspends the body in a certain way.
Yeah, basically for those who don't know, I don't have an income. Like,
Other
I
than
don't
the
work.
killer, the only people who
I just
know
stream
about
and
this
spout
are the
bullshit.
higher-ups in the police department.
But, like, I don't stream for money. Like, let me explain the Sekiro donation. Like, you already know how my work situation is, but, like, I'm one of those people that didn't start Twitch
However,
streaming with, like, the
Chihiro was
fucking
most
idea that I wanted to
definitely
get paid
suspended
for it
in
or
the
become
same way.
popular with it. I started Twitch streaming because I was encouraged by a lot of friendly people on here
So,
that told me I
how
should
did the
just do it
culprit know
if I
about
wanted to
this
do it
when
and
only
try it out.
high-level police officials
Because,
were
like,
aware
I'm
of
not
it?
very social in real life. I'm
There's
easy
only
to get
one
along with,
logical
but I'm not
answer
exactly
I
a
can
social
think of.
person. Because, like, I have, like, a social phobia. Like, I'm very
It's because
antisocial.
the culprit in this case
Just because I hate people so
is
much.
the real
But
genocide Jack.
people told me I should stream on
No
here, and that
fucking
I'd be very
way.
good at it, and I have a personality for it, so I just took them at their word, I guess.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
I basically asked, like, people on Twitter that, like,
Yes.
I don't like to
In
do
fact,
this because I don't
it's
want
Toko.
to I don't want to push across the point that I'm trying to extort money from people, or I'm trying to stream for views or, like, popularity and shit like that, because I hate that shit. I just want to stream and
Genocide
fuck
Jack's
around and have a
true
good time
identity
and make people
is
laugh
Toko
and
Fukawa.
joke with people. That's what I want. Like, I'm on here for friends, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really don't like setting up donation goals and shit like that, but there's no other way I would have been able to get Sekiro. So, like, it's not that I had to do it, but it's that, like, people said they wouldn't mind if I did do it, and I shouldn't think twice about it, because if I'm streaming for the right reasons and I'm not streaming for money or popularity, that people wouldn't mind. Like,
Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
yeah, bloodophobia,
What
so
kind
it's the
of serial
fucking
killer is
donut.
afraid of blood?
Chocolate
Is Toko
swirl.
genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man.
Yeah, but, like,
Why is
I'm
this
one of those
gotta be
people that
so
don't like setting up, like,
complicated?
personal donation goals and shit like that. Like, I don't expect people to give me fucking money. Like, I expect people to hopefully be entertained. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not Toko? The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? You were planning to become more active on YouTube? I know you can't stream, but trust me, Twitch is a much better platform. Like, I have a YouTube, but I only upload to it after I finish, like, playthroughs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, YouTube rather, YouTube isn't as social of a process.
Now I understand.
And it's like, the way YouTube works is either you're popular or you're not. And if you're not, nobody watches you.
Because Genocide Jack
But like Twitch
has
is
split
more supportive
personality?
and better for everybody. Like it goes in a cycle.
Huh?
I think
And
I
like
read that somewhere.
the
in
bigger
the
people
file,
help
too.
support the smaller people. The smaller people that were small become like, you know, the second layer of the pyramid. And then those people help out the newer people and shit like that.
thought that the
And then
suspect might
eventually,
have-
because of the newer
what did
people,
they call
the
it?
people that were in the middle get more
Dissociative
popular, and then they
identity
eventually
disorder.
get up there as well. So it's like kind of a cycle that works. It's weird.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Yeah, but I pretty much archive my playthroughs on YouTube
Perfectly
after I'm done with them.
Toko's strange
But I like
behavior
streaming
after
on
seeing
Twitch
the
a lot
body
more.
is proof enough that she has a split
Play 2D
personality.
shooters for the most part, so I show friends who play those too. I see. What's a 2D shooter? Like, the one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality. She fainted. Or her behavior changed? Is that it? Alright, nice. Cool.
You're
Way to
talking
second guess
about how
myself
she
and be
started
right.
acting
Look at me,
totally
being
different
clever.
than usual, right?
I don't know a good example of a 2D shooter, but like,
That's right.
I grew up
Think
playing
back. She fainted
like
when
games
she
like
saw
Banjo-Kazooie,
Chihiro's corpse,
Super Mario
and then,
64,
when she woke up,
DK64, Nightmare Creatures was a big one for me. Oh, Toho, Raiden? Oh, okay. I've played Raiden. I used to play Raiden in this bar when I was a kid, as weird as it sounds. But I only used to go in there to play the arcade game, so like they didn't mind letting a minor in. So like I never got in any trouble for it, so that was pretty wicked.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy
And I
Toko
grew up on a
has
fighting
completely
game called
disappeared.
Tekken, but I don't play it much anymore. But I used to like play it almost competitively. I was pretty good at it.
Tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
Also, it's hard for me to like speak
In
and
other
convey
words,
thoughts
within
and
her is one
form
personality that
sentences
can't
and
handle
focus at
blood,
the same time. So
and
sorry
one
if I
that
stutter like a
obviously
fucking
can.
daft idiot.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room,
But yeah, I was really big on
It's because she was scared of
collectathons and
Genocide Jack?
platformers when I was a kid. I also grew up on the Resident Evil series, so Resident Evils are very big for me. Silent Hill as well. So like I loved horror games as a kid, and I still do. The Evil Within I really like, but the second one's a
The
little bit
reason
dog
she
shit.
locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
But yeah, those are the kind of games I
It
grew
was
up
to
with.
keep
So
her
if you want an
other
idea of what my
personality from
background is,
getting
there you go.
out.
what?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her.
And those
Of
who are
killing
still here
even
from
more
Peanut
people.
Stream, if you want to check out Nightmare Creatures, it's like N64 PSX era Bloodborne before Bloodborne was Bloodborne. So if you like Bloodborne, definitely give Nightmare Creatures a check out. It's pretty wicked. Awesome game. Has a wicked soundtrack as well.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
In fact, your Twitch name is actually based on your Battle.net character. My name comes from Hayao Miyazaki. Everybody seems to think it's
I do
Hidetaka
believe you
Miyazaki, the guy that made Dark
misunderstood her.
Souls and Bloodborne and all that, but it's actually Hayao Miyazaki, the guy who makes the Ghibli movies.
What she's trying to say isn't how
Because
can
they
you
were
know
really
all
magical
this?
to me as a kid, and it just kind of stuck. And I
No.
figured, like,
What she
the
wants
name
to know
meshes
is,
really good
how
together.
could you tell them?
So, I don't know, it was just kind of a moniker that
Huh?
just became a staple, I guess.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Other than
She
that, I play a
told
few
me a
first-person
most
shooters. Like, I
interesting
like Far
story.
Cry, and I like
She said a murderous fiend
Borderlands.
lived within
Borderlands
her,
is pretty fun.
and she
It
was
gets boring
afraid it
after a
could
while, though,
appear and
but-
attack at any time.
Yeah, see,
And
I'm
that
very lucky that my
trepidation
name
is
wasn't
what's
taken
caused
on
her to
Twitch,
have
because I
such a
named my
bleak
account the same
attitude.
thing I used
Isn't
everywhere.
that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Left 4 Dead 2 is by far your favorite first-person shooter. I used to play a fuck ton of Left 4 Dead.
What?
Like, I know it sounds like I'm being a bit of a douche, but I was really good at that as well. It took a lot of practice, and once you learn how people play the game, you can kind of manipulate people's actions in a specific way, and that's how you get good at a game like that. And I used to play with a professional team, and I remember we went up to another professional team, like we went up against another professional team, and we were on the map Swamp Fever, and we had a tank at the time, and I was a charger, right? And there was one survivor that was up, while they were fighting the tank, and I think it was Nick, and I literally compensated a charger charge from about like 30 feet away, and I got him with it, because I like precisioned my charge so well, and I compensated for the speed he was running at, and it won us the entire game. We won by 8 fucking points.
Besides,
8 points.
You broke your promise first.
So I was part of a pro team for a while, but unfortunately it kind of disbanded because my Xbox got fucked, and then Xbox is so ancient now, like Xbox 360, that nobody plays it anymore. But I would definitely go for a Left 4 Dead 2 re-release or something on like a newer gen console. Or I might get it on Steam, and I might like start playing Left 4 Dead again on Steam.
But in spite of that promise...
Yeah, Charger is so much fun, especially when you barrel somebody out of a window, because all the setups for insta-kills that I used with the Charger, nobody else ever used. So nobody else ever expected them. Like the slide on a... What was it, like Carnival Fever or something like that? I can't remember. Dark Carnival, I think is what it was. But yeah, like I would set up like on top of the roof and just barrel into multiple people and send them flying off the roof, so they would have to loop all the way around to progress back to their team and shit like that. Yeah, I know the ferry.
That's the only reason I promised.
The one at the dock where you gotta wait for the square platform to go across the river and you just like charge them into the water. That one? Or do you mean the ferry in Hard Rain? That one.
But
like where you just knock them into the fucking water in the very beginning.
You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
Yeah, it's so much fun when you instant kill somebody. Me and my team were like really good at setting those up, typically. Sometimes we botched it though and just killed the charger, which is always really annoying when that happens.
But
we were pretty solid at it.
What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well,
that's not true. You want to fucking suck them off with your hair, with your pigtails, don't you?
Is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second. Yeah, the charger is absolutely key. I'm waiting for a Left 4 Dead 3, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
Yeah, this was really weird. I didn't like this at all. It was really predictable and kind of dumb.
So you figured it out,
but it makes sense for a plot.
Whatever. What are you gonna do?
Sadly, probably not. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen either.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly.
What happened to you?
See, this for a plot device was a little bit retarded, honestly.
And what happened is a textbook split personality.
And they could have made it a little bit cooler.
So what if one of them happens to be
with like a different character background, I guess. Combo the Boomer's blindness with Jockey. Yeah, I do this Jockey spit combo thing where like I ride somebody away from their team and then have a spitter fucking spit, and then I'll ride them in spit and fuck them up really bad. And it's really great to do right after somebody uses a meg kit or some pills or some shit. It's fucking hilarious. It's so much fun. Oh yeah, No Mercy and all the Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns get so much better than Left 4 Dead 2 when you get to play with all the infected. You get to do so much more shit.
Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul.
Yeah, but like I love Left 4 Dead. That's another game I'm like incredibly like good at, and I have a lot of fun with. But because I played it competitively, I felt like I wasn't able to enjoy it as much as I did when I played it casually. But like, I got to know the game so well and the predictability of the AI that I only derived pleasure from playing with verses, if that makes sense. This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
Actually played Left 4 Dead 1 recently. Friend bought it for me so we could experience in-cap friendly fire.
What's up?
Oh, I see.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
No, of course it's not true. That'd be fucking daft as hell.
Of course it's not true. How dare dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
A lot of the original maps have these weird things that aren't in the Left 4 Dead 2 versions.
And
Like what?
another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
Also, you can use the new items that come with Left 4 Dead 2 and the Left 4
they
Dead
just
1
let
maps,
this
which is pretty
idiotic,
cool.
bloodthirsty maniac go
Weird
buck
map design
wild
choices
all
that
over
really make no
town.
sense.
Sure,
I
I'm
don't
a
remember them
bloodthirsty
changing the
maniac,
maps that much.
But life is pain, right? To live is to
I don't even
hurt
think
other
they did
people.
change the maps.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself.
Like in the No
causes
Mercy
pain
finale in
for
Top of the Building where you
everyone.
radio the rescue, what did they change in that?
Just kidding again.
Or did they like
This
take
should
out
be
a wall
enough
or
to
some shit?
convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
There's an entire separate building on top that's just one short hallway, is there?
There's
I
clearly
don't think
a motive,
I ever noticed
so
that.
there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember
And they
what
added it?
Monokuma told us?
I didn't know that.
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or
That's interesting,
secret
I'll have
would
to
be
check that
revealed.
out. There was another place I like to use my chargers up that helicopter ramp and
Let's
hit him off the
assume
roof.
that Toko's
Shit was
secret
hilarious.
was about Genocide Jack.
It was also really easy to do if you just waited until they came up the ladder. You
If
know
a
what I'm talking
secret
about?
like
Before they
that
jumped
came
off
to
the
light,
platform and just charged
Toko's
them from
life
there
would
as
have
well, if you
undoubtedly
angle it
been
well.
forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very.
Also, sorry, I know it sounds like I'm not paying attention, but like I said, I know the game, so it's like I'm kind of just playing through
I hate
it.
to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
They took it away in Left 4 Dead 2, and it definitely makes the map noticeably harder,
But I
I
cannot
see.
imagine anyone
I never
other
knew about
than
it in the
you
first
could
place, so I
murder
couldn't use it to
someone
my
in such
advantage, even
a
if I wanted to.
bizarre
So.
fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Wait, what am I doing? I should have paid attention. Status of the dead body? What? What's that mean? What is the
Sorry,
context?
But I didn't kill anyone.
That.
You
Give
say
me that.
but do you really
me
expect
that.
any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change
Fuck
things.
off.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
What more
Does it?
proof do we need?
Did I totally not just shoot directly
Give
at
it
that?
up. You killed her.
Can I get a rewind on that one, please?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
I'm pretty fucking sure I
You
shot
say that,
dead at it.
But do you really expect any of us to
I'm pretty
believe
sure I
it?
had the reticle, like,
Perhaps if you
right
had an
on fucking
alibi,
top of the fucking
that
words he
would
said.
change
But,
things.
never mind.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're
Apparently I'm
talking.
shit.
When you compare your past
It's not like the
murders
game is
to
wrong,
this
I am
incident,
shit, but I'm pretty sure that
the
was
modus
fucking garbage.
Operandi matches complete.
What the fuck?
No, that's wrong.
Same thing I did the first time, what the hell? Probably a frame too late? Yeah, a frame, exactly.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Oh yeah, by the way, you get to hear his beta bitch voice now. Now you know why I sound like such a fucking puff whenever I voice him.
Huh? How's it?
Sorry,
any different?
Brycey.
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Alright.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Yeah, stabbing indiscriminate points of the body like a bitch.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to
You appreciate how
Chihiro?
Toko compares murder to food? Yeah, that's a bit of a thing. A weird thing to
It'd be
compare
like
murder
if
to.
that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Hey, don't you trash Ragu. Ragu is actually pretty decent shit.
This is no creation
Chef
of
Boyardee
mine.
can fuck off, though. A little bit wank. I used to
Let
eat
me
it as a
rephrase
kid, but
that
now it's like,
in a
ugh.
way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. the victim's fatal injury.
For one,
I agree
the
with
cause of
that.
death is
Yeah,
different.
consent. I wanted to make a emote out of that, but I think somebody's already done that. I did,
In the Genocide Jack murders,
if
all
you have a
the
look though,
victims were
like,
killed
a
the
few of my
same way.
emotes are Danganronpa characters, like I have Celeste, which I did not make that one. Shuichi is just a PNG, but Chiaki and Kurumi I made myself.
According to the case file, they were all
Like
apparently
Chiaki and
killed
Kurumi I
with
entirely made
a
myself.
pair of scissors.
But like Shuichi is just a PNG of a sprite that I got. And same with Celeste. Somebody else uploaded it. And I like Celeste.
But Chihiro
So-
died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
Uh-oh.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini,
That actually
then
reminds
the
you
arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
of what, if I may ask.
Could you please stop comparing killing people
I tried this
to
weird
cooking?
microwave dip recipe recently, and it was shockingly good. Okay.
So, are you
That's a
saying
bit
that
interesting.
The difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
You know what that reminds me? I want to have more ribs tonight. I had ribs last night, but I want ribs again, because ribs are really good. That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her, yeah.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your
Jesus
point?
style. It was like ragu, pork, and cheese, mostly. Interesting.
Well, in all
See,
the
I eat like
previous
3
Genocide
things. I
Jack
eat,
cases,
no, like,
something
I
else
have
was
pizza
used
rolls
to
because
suspend
pizza
her.
rolls are fucking delicious. I have macaroni, I have french fries, I have steak, I have ribs. And I have crisps. That's about like all I eat,
pairs of
honestly.
razor
Oh, and
sharp
Subway sandwiches
scissors.
and fast food. Alright. So like maybe like 6 or 7 things.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
She sounds like a wedding planner, but like a fucking homicidal freak.
Like I said,
Little bit.
I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Yeah, that's my face right now.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims
So,
were in each Genocide Jack
After I
case.
finish this game, Master of the Zoo, I don't know if I'm going to be playing Sekiro next or Danganronpa 2, but when we play Danganronpa 2, I've decided that every time a character audibly says the word, huh, I'm going to take a shot. So that's how Danganronpa 2 is going to go. So for those who don't know, I am 24 if I did not say it, so I can totally legally drink. I probably shouldn't because I'm a dickhead when I'm fucking sober, and I can't imagine how much of a fucking cunt I am when I'm drunk, so...
Pattern.
But every time a character says, huh, it's gonna be a shot. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I think that's gonna be like maybe like 3 or 4 shots per stream. Shouldn't be too bad, but it should be fun. Maybe up to like 7 or 8 at most. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not worried. My poor liver. That's alright. I can take it. You're talking to somebody who's fallen off a 2-story building, cracked their skull open, been hit by like 5 cars, has broken multiple bones, has had multiple concussions, gotten into an electric power plant when they were a kid and not gotten fried. So, like, I'm pretty sure I'll be alright. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. I think I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because
Am I Rasputin?
Chihiro
No.
was a girl?
I should know who Rasputin is. Like, I know historically it's somebody, but I don't know the specifics.
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases,
I've been
all
through a
the
lot of
victims
shit
had
and
something in
survived,
common.
so I'm pretty sure I can take a little bit of alcohol-y stuff. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Komatsuna Taro. Takafumi Gono. Uchida Naohia. Takeshi Masamune. Yuto Yu Mejima. There was no end to it.
They were all.
He was a Russian politician that they tried to execute in a myriad amount of ways. Ooh. Sounds interesting.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, for real.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality.
I think I like Jack
of the
more
one
than
and
Toko's
only.
regular personality.
We get
Toko's
it.
regular
You've
personality
clearly
is like really
explained your
shit.
hobby and your philosophy.
I understand
That's
for a
not
writer
all
that's
there
kind
is
of,
to
you know,
it.
sensible for her character, but
It's a
I
different
don't like
matter
it very much
entirely
compared to the
when
Genocide
you're
Jack
forced
part.
to kill in order to survive.
Also, the name Genocide Jack sounds a little bit fucking stupid. I'm sure it sounded better when they thought of it, but like,
Lolly cur!
kind of sounds like shit.
Lowly, cur.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke
That's
I
interesting,
did
though. I'll have to
kill
read up on that.
survive,
I think it's intentionally stupid on purpose. Yeah, that might be the case.
bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That's a good point. They might have done that on purpose.
That
Considering she's comic
does make
relief,
some
yeah.
amount of sense.
That's fair.
Plus, whatever reason I
Although I
have
thought
for
Hiro
time,
was
I
the
would
comic
never
relief of this
use
one
my
more so than
prized
her.
Scissors.
Maybe a bit of Hifumi as well.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Yeah, when I first played this game, I asked my friend, I was like, so do they actually, like, die for real? Like, they're dead, or is it like a joke at the end, and they're all fine? And he's like, no, they're dead. Like, they're dead. Like, wah, like they're dead. And I was like, shit, fuck me, that's dark.
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever.
Oh, whoops, I skipped
Still
that
aren't any in
accidentally,
the
I'm sorry.
school.
Are you sure about that? Da, 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 da!
Oh, well. Yep,
She's fully equipped.
he says.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Yeah, could you kill the dickhead to my right, please? So I don't have to deal with him anymore?
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my
If you wouldn't mind.
trusty scissors by my side?
Actually, I'm interested. Okay, so let's look at it Danganronpa style for Danganronpa rules, right? Just for the sake of it. If Genocide Jack were to kill somebody, would Toko get executed? Even if she wasn't necessarily did it because it's an alternate personality and counts as a separate person? Or would they execute her because the entity lives within her, or whatever? Like, how would that work?
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't
Or vice
win,
versa, if
better
Toko
dogs
killed
follow.
somebody, would Genocide Jack die as well? Like, how would they go about that?
Mention,
Yep.
I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway.
God, that's gotta be scary for fucking Toko, then. Might be why she locks herself in her room all the time. Monokuma's rules or whatever is more fun. Yeah, seems to be the case.
Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But
I like how
body
Taka
really
kinda
was
looks like a
suspended,
Japanese
right?
or like Chinese
nobody but
soldier
the
with his
police
white
knew about
outfit
that.
and shit like that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on, there is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Where are you, you prick? Not you.
Here's my answer.
So Toko would still be executed,
Yakuya.
probably? Yeah,
It's possible you
probably.
could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the genocide.
Maybe
Jack
not,
file
because
before
if they
this
get
all
the
happened,
murderer right,
hadn't you?
the murderer gets punished, right? But they all live. What? I don't care? God fucking damn it, I wish people wouldn't do
Are you
that.
saying
Sorry about that.
Mr. Togami did it?
It's my grandfather, like I said.
Then the reason he pushed the
Checking to see if I'm home. I'm 24 years old with the house key.
Because
For fuck's
he
sake.
wanted to pin the crime on
Everybody
her.
treats me like a fucking puppy, and it's weird.
So,
I don't mean in a good way.
rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Yeah, don't tell us that, please.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So
I think
now the
she would still be
suspicion
executed
falls
no
on
matter
me.
what personality did it. Because the rules basically state, if you get the murderer right, they get executed. But if you get the murderer wrong, you all get
Then I
executed.
must
So it's like,
ask,
if you get the murderer right,
would
would
you
they
say
be
I began
executed as
acting
per the rules?
suspicious?
Or would he just let it
Surely
slide
you
because
must
it's not
have
actually the person that did it? And you all get to live anyway. And somebody just dies for no reason. That'd be interesting,
Looking
though.
back and
If that were a
thinking
case in a
about it now,
Danganronpa game.
The way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
If you ever do stream V3, like if you ever get a chance to do it, let me know. But I will give you a bit of information that might be helpful. If you want to stream Danganronpa V3 directly from your PS4, you will require a capture card to stream it. Because it has like a built-in block that you can't go past a certain point. Like, encoded in the disc, so you won't be able to stream it past a certain point unless you have, like, an alternate way to do it, if that makes sense. In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? Seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah, but if you want to stream V3, you're going to
The
need a
victim
capture card if
was
you want to do it
Chihiro,
directly from
a
PS4.
girl.
If you want to
Hence why
stream
I
it from
said
your
we should
PC,
check
you
the
should be
girls'
fine.
locker room.
If you get it on Steam, or whatever the fuck it is.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
You don't have a PS4? Unfortunate boy. At least you don't have an Xbox One. Sorry, Microsoft. There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Yeah. Might as well. Next we're going to add something called the Truth Flashback. What? If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. What? However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Great. I'm gonna fuck this up. How much you want to bet? Okay, if I hold triangle, I think it said. So that's the absorbing the statement thing. That's what I was thinking of. Which they don't have in 2, I believe.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But
Yep.
he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented
I
with
think this is the one I
opportunity
need
to
already.
Check out the girls' locker room.
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
Yeah, wait till you get to chapter
The
3 and
victim
4
was
of V3.
Chihiro, who was a girl. So
Of course, I would suggest we
check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
I was so
What's so
fucking
strange
unsure
about
about whether I should shoot that or
I wish
not.
you'd taken me with you.
Danganronpa tutorials always seem to not make sense until you play it. Yeah, that's usually the case. The reason I didn't play Danganronpa 1 or 2, actually, and I've watched somebody play through them instead of play them myself, is because I figured the gameplay would have been really fucking difficult for me to get a hang of and understand. So I didn't want to do it myself because I figured it'd be frustrating, if that makes any sense.
Opportunity to check out the girls'
But wait until you get to
locker
chapter
room.
fucking 3 and 4 of V3.
Absolutely take it! That's a natural
Chapter
reaction
3
for
is worse
any
than
guy.
4, in my opinion, because the way the murder setup is, it makes no goddamn sense. You'll see what I mean when you play it for yourself. There's certain aspects of it that literally are so nonsensically bullshit that they're just obscured
you
for the
what's so
sake of
strange
being
about
obscured,
that.
for the point of not being similar to something else. You'll see what I mean when you play it for yourself. But Trial 4 is... I got Trial 4 very, 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 very fucking accurately, but the way they go about explaining shit is really stupid. And also the reason I sucked at Chapter 3 of V3 is because they do some backwards-ass thinking. Instead of thinking of a certain thing that leads to another thing, they start at the new other thing and then work their way backward. And it kind of fucks your mental processing, and it's a bit dumb the way they do it.
So went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Don't make that face at me, you prick.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Yeah, but a lot of the games in V3, the way they explained them, I was really confused. There's new games in V3, and there's a new thing entirely. There's like 2 new features in V3 that aren't in the other games, so... What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
That is one thing I hate most about detective games.
There is.
I mean, I love Danganronpa, but like, literally, like I explained earlier, sometimes shit doesn't make sense at the time, even though it does, with the reasoning and the logic and the evidence you have. And then they'll literally elaborate on why your answer is incorrect, like after you get the correct answer, if that makes sense. And it's kind of irritating when they do that. Because, like, sometimes it's very frustrating and you end up failing a trial multiple times over it. And sometimes you just kind of have to, like, blindly guess at what the correct bullet to use is.
Proof that I'm the culprit,
because you don't necessarily understand why it's the one that makes sense. Based on, like, circumstances and context and shit like that. The difference between this case and other Genocide Jack murders, evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Fuck if I know. I don't remember. Oh yeah, this is where we prove he knew about the extension cord. That's right.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
We're establishing why Byakuya could have been the one to do it.
I use my very own special scissors.
No, I'm not
And I use those
contradicting
same
that.
scissors to arrange the body.
Not contradicting that.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope, was it not?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? She's into bondage, just look at her.
Then there must be something
give me that.
very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope
before in my life.
Bullshit. What?
Obviously,
That's
else
bullshit!
must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Game, fuck off. That's nonsense. You know that's bullshit. You know that's bullshit, don't you, Game? You know. Game's aware of how stupid that shit was. I shot that shit plain as day.
Then there must be something.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
Oh, but it works this time. Of course it does. Involves assuming that a giant 10-foot-long mirror was used in the crime when there's another simpler explanation and there's no evidence of said mirror. Yeah, shit like that is fucking annoying. There's something like that in V3.
Because
There's
you see, that rope.
there's something that's used, but it doesn't explain how it got to where it was at all. Like, there's no explanation for it. And the setup for it to be the weapon that's used for the murder doesn't make any fucking sense. You'll see what I mean. Like, the logic they use is so fucking back-ass retarded. And you can poke so many holes in it. It's dumb. It's like the worst Danganronpa setup they've ever made. It's a cool idea, don't get me wrong. Chapter 3's murder is a very cool idea, but it's very poorly done out, if that makes any sense.
And the same
Like, it's really
extension cord
fucking
that was in
retarded the way they do
library
it.
all this time went missing after the murder.
Yeah.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
The white noise cockblocked me, but I shot the bullet before the fucking white noise popped up there. That's what.
Conclusion is something like
Like the
this.
words hit the other words before the white noise popped up. Like.
I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Part of that is true.
Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
I need time to think, because I'm very stupid. Give me a
Hell
minute.
yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
Yeah, Mondo's a little
we
bit
need to
quick to
talk
fucking
about
peg
this a little
Byakuya as the
more.
killer, isn't he?
Huh? Do we really
Just a little
need
bit?
to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
You didn't kill her.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
You did that.
What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said.
I got it!
Scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
How did he get
But
in?
are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
Absolutely it is.
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Doesn't mean she was killed
How
there.
could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Doesn't mean she was killed there.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later,
Yup.
along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Makoto smart. Byakuya dum 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 dum
Believe
dum.
I do.
Hey Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else?
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Big titty poster. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. The poster, right? Yeah. Wah. Yeah?
Got it!
Wah. Easy.
Proof that she was killed somewhere else
Easy
is
clappers.
the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof?
How are all you
Is
doing,
some
by the way?
posters?
I think I forgot to ask. Hope everybody's doing well.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Did he really have to say big boobed supermodel? He could have just been like hot
Why
supermodel.
would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Lesbians.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Men can be gotchi.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Look at Makoto disparaging against the differently sexual. For shame, Makoto.
So
For
you're
shame.
saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier,
Kyoko hasn't said a
I
fucking
spilled
word.
some protein coffee on the carpet.
She just chimes in when it's necessary, when everybody's too stupid to figure shit out. She's like, okay, I'll take this
But
one.
I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Disappearing stain. This? E?
Shoot!
What? How did I get it wrong when we're on about the stain in the carpet? Oh!
I got it!
It's the other carpet.
stain
Of
on the
course
girls'
it's the
locker room
other
carpet
carpet.
wasn't
How could I
scrubbed
make
away.
such a silly error? Okay.
In fact,
That's retarded.
I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Well, it is obvious of what her fucking talent is. I guessed it the first time I saw the game. I was like, she looks like a detective. A detective would be the stoic, quiet type.
Then, does that mean that the carpet
She's a
was
fucking
switched
detective,
too?
obviously. I guessed it like as soon as the game began when she wouldn't say what her talent was.
Why
I'm like,
would
either she
anyone do
doesn't
that?
know, or she's hiding it on purpose.
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other
I
words,
can't believe I fucked up
in
that
order to
carpet thing.
completely
God
swap
damn
the
it. I
scene
thought
of
there
the
would only
crime,
be one carpet as evidence. Yeah, mysterious brooding detective, exactly.
The bloodstained poster and carpet were
Daddy
moved
issues.
along with the dead body.
Perfect.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Cover the tracks.
Huh?
Make it more complicated to figure out.
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the
Okay,
crime?
let me ask you something. If you were to murder somebody, would you make it as simple to figure it out as possible, or would you make it complicated for the sake of
An
making
even
it complicated?
bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That's a good question indeed.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Maybe she took a different handbook.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Hero, please shut up.
I highly doubt that.
Thank you.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Yes. I don't know where I have to shoot this at, so we're gonna have to fucking feel around for it, I guess.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Fuck off with that white noise shit.
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
I don't think I'm contradicting
I'm sure
him
there
here.
would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys'
Oh yeah,
locker
Leon's
room,
was
no
broken,
problem.
wasn't it? Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room, but when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was... In which case, can we really say that she used it?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't think she used the thing that was...
Oh, I see. When you shoot an actual statement in this one, it lowers your
talking about
time.
Leon's handbook, of course.
Okay. But when you shoot the white noise, like, that's why they give you so much time. Okay. So they just did it differently in other games to make it, like, more hard, because they made it way too fucking easy to fuck up in this one. Or they gave you way too much room for error, is what I'm trying to English.
Because Leon's
Sorry about
handbook
that.
was broken.
Dumb with words. Bad talk.
Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Not necessarily that.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Well, if we've established that dead bodies are now objects, wouldn't that also reason that the handbooks wouldn't belong to anybody anymore because they're no longer with us, right? So they're just objects also?
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
That's some idiotic logic right there.
Of course, if it were
But,
broken,
alright.
that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
Okay, don't you think that would have been a good detail to tell everybody beforehand?
So, if she didn't use
Maybe.
Leon's
Just a little bit.
handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Yeah, you're lucky I carried your asses through the first trial, because without me you would have been fucked.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Yep, here she goes, chiming in like fucking Mary Sue.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Because she knows he has a peener, doesn't she? Of course she does.
You finally decide to open your mouth.
Because she likes to get all frisky with dead bodies. She's weird like that.
There's no way she could
That's
get in
why
the
she's
boys'
so
locker
quiet.
room, right?
Makes perfect sense.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What
He
other
have
way is there?
pee-pee? He have pee-pee, yes.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
And in fact, I think we learned that right now.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts that please Monokuma at this point.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh,
I love
have
that
no
line.
doubt
How he
it'll
says,
meet your lofty
very unhappy. Like that.
So, shall we
I
go?
don't know. It's just really funny to me, for some reason. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... McDonald's! Maybe not.
The girls' locker room?
The real
We've
reason
already
Sakura did what
searched
she
this
did was
place
because
top
she
to
saw a dead
bottom.
man's penor.
What are you
Yes.
trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Yeah, emphasis
Take your
on
time.
entire.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
That's probably a good point to make, Kiyotaka. Not gonna lie.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Fucking pussies.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
Hey, don't disparage against other females, you bitch.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
I just disparaged
I think
against
Chihiro
females
would
by saying the
rather
word
have a
bitch in
girl
reference to a
examine
girl,
her.
didn't I? Well done.
So just leave this to me.
Touche, you 2D chocolate swirl.
Sakura.
Idiot.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Come on, it's
Not it at
2019.
all.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop screwing around.
That's the joke.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Down the only
Please
road
excuse
I've
the
ever
intrusion.
known. Maybe not. Oh, she never said on my own. God damn it. Fuck. Screwed it, didn't I? Fucking hell. That would have been
Be
clever
sure
as
to
fuck.
check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
She says.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Oh, but it is. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
a boy.
How funny would it have been if she said dead? Right there, that's what I would have done. Just to freak everybody the fuck out, and I'm like, nah, he has a dick. It's Boku no Pico.
So she was actually a he. Interesting.
Also, this is one of my
Thank you for
favorite lines
confirming
in the
this
game
fact.
coming up, right here.
What?
Love that.
You're joking, right?
Boku no Corpse, yeah.
I
I have
joke
finished
about
Boku no
this.
Pico, I'm not gonna lie. Not to use a frame that disparages against females, but I manned the fuck up, and I sat through it, and I endured it, and I finished it.
Ben,
It was a challenge to myself, it was a hurdle that I knew I had to pass.
it's really true?
And the ending was quite charming. I'm not gonna lie, no gotchi bust, it was actually quite nice.
Guy?
A little bit gay, but it wasn't a bad ending.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Also interesting that she touched a dead boy's dick, so... Yep, gotta live with that for the rest of your life, I guess.
Yes, that certainly does make
Guess I'll
things
just
much
go to
more
sleep tonight
exciting.
knowing I fondled the dead kid's dick, but okay.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back
Totally
to the
fine, I
courtroom
guess.
and get
Nothing
back
weird about
to
that,
the
right? Nope,
trial.
nothing strange. Nothing weird about that.
Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume
Probably not the
class
first time for an
trial.
ultimate detective.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy? Good thing I didn't get my rocks off to that in my room. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Again, disparaging against the differently sexed.
So then, there should be no
Danganronpa,
issue
not
with
very
Makoto's
progressive, is
initial
it?
assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
So the question still stands, how did somebody use a handbook to get into the fucking girls' locker room if it's vice versa then?
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into
Oh,
the
because
girls'
there was only
locker
one
room.
dead male. I guess so that possibility doesn't make any sense. If Leon's handbook was
Chihiro
broken,
really
that's
was
fair
killed
enough.
in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
Oh, did you?
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Byakuya admitting to checking out the lolly. Fucking weirdo.
This is the most titillating situation!
Hello, police?
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
That's a good point.
Very interesting. This has
See, now
become
Byakuya is
very
thinking about Chihiro's
interesting
dead-ass
indeed.
body, like,
Ah, he's off in his own little
Oh, you know
world.
what? Come to think of it, I shouldn't have given Kaiba's voice. I should have given him Pegasus's voice instead.
What about you, Makoto?
That would have been good as well.
After everything we've learned,
Although I like the
do you
Kaiba
still
thing I
think
have going on.
Byakuya's
I
the
think it's
killer?
fitting.
Well, without a doubt,
It doesn't match how he
Byakuya's the
looks,
one
but
that
it
made
matches
Chihiro's
everything
death
else.
look like genocide
Good enough
Jack
for me.
did it.
And then after case 2, he realizes that he's gay now. Yeah, pretty
But-
much.
But
He's like, that incongruity. I can't get it out of my mind. Ah.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting...
Yeah, interesting
it
how that
makes
works,
seem
isn't
like
it?
it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Mm-hmm.
At least, that's how I see it.
That's a good point.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
Oh, it definitely rattled him. Something else rattled him as well.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
That part.
If you
That's
really
what it
were
is.
the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
Shouldn't you just be happy that we're not suspecting you at this point and you get to live?
It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
Alright, you daft brownie, let me explain it to you very simply. Blondie, not killer person.
He's right. I am not the culprit.
There you go.
I just happened to come across the corpse.
He's a
in the girls'
sociopath?
locker
Yeah,
room
so am I.
and
I like to fuck
decided
with
to
people for
alter
fun. It's really fun.
Are you
Especially when
fucking
people
with
are
us
stupid
right
and
now?
don't realize I'm fucking with them. Then it's even more fun.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
I love how he says, effing with you.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very
Like,
hard
he's
to
too
believe.
fucking
You're
dignified to
freely
swear.
executed along
I
with the
guarantee
rest
you
of
this guy does not have a toilet at home, because he doesn't need one, because he doesn't shit.
If you're really telling the truth, then why?
Too perfect.
Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
He's not an asshole, he is a whole ass, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Yeah, if you want to die, be my
No,
guest.
I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
We're almost done with the trial, by the way, like another maybe
Because if
20 or
we're
30
wrong,
minutes, it'll be over,
we
I
all
think.
die here.
The trials in this are
That's
quite
true.
long. You don't think
Very
they are,
well
but they are. Trust
I'm
me,
with
they
you
are.
too.
They're quite long.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Oh god, my ass hurts
Do
because
you
I've been
not
sitting
have
in
a
my
mind
chair
of
very
your own?
strange. Fuck me.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Kinda. A little bit.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Yeah, imagine you're Byakuya. What if you did end up getting killed at the hands of all these fucking stupid idiots? I'd be a little bit upset. Except Kyoko. Kyoko's smart. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means... killer is a guy. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. Unless you stole somebody else's handbook without them knowing, that's also possible. But that's still not enough, I need to find some more clues. Oh great. Is this gonna be one of those, remember what somebody said some things? Oh, maybe not. Alright. Fair enough. Let's go then.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did
Ooh,
it?
wait. No, come.
Clues are one
I
thing,
disagree.
but
Whatever you
did
say, though.
nobody get a look
I
at the
disagree,
killer?
though. You saw that.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new
Bleep,
info.
bleep. I'm not
It's
contradicting
over.
that.
It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
And only the killer.
Nope, Celestar.
No, that's
Him.
wrong.
See, like, things are a lot more obvious to contradict in this game compared
I
to the other
believe
two.
Someone else did see
I
the
think
victim before
I
he
think
was murdered.
Danganronpa 2 might be a
What do you
shitfest,
think,
but because
Celeste?
I roughly know what happens, it might be easier, just like it is now.
Now that you mention it, yes.
But in V3, I
did see
struggled at some points pretty bad.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
I love how she says Makoto, like she says my
The
name like
rest
that.
of you had no
Makes me
idea,
smile.
did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
She's so fucking adorable.
It
I like her
was
so
last
much.
night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him
I love her
stuffing
clothes
a
as well.
track jacket into a duffel bag.
I'm not exactly a big fan of her hairstyle, but
I
it's
assume
kind of
he
befitting
headed off to
in a way,
exercise.
just because it's so unusual.
Jacket in a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that.
VR1
in
is
the
fairly
first
easy compared to most mystery games IMO. I got most of the truth bullets first try.
It seems
Yeah, wait
likely
until you
that
play
the culprit
V3. Certain
destroyed
things are
them
gonna
to get
really
rid
fuck
of
you in the
any
ass.
evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Unless you review your evidence beforehand, but I never do that, because that kind of defeats the thinking process, doesn't it? Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why
And I
would he
figured out
be
who
in
the
a
mastermind
hurry?
was as soon as I
Only
saw the
if
murder
someone
scene in
were
Chapter
waiting
5.
for him, I should
Yeah.
think.
Same.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to
Actually,
meet
like, I'm not gonna lie. I was onto it from the very beginning.
But Hina and I had invited him
But
to
like, for those who
exercise
haven't
with
seen
us
this game, I'm
plenty
not
of
gonna
times,
explain why.
and he always
But
declined.
I asked my buddy about it,
Find out the secret
and I was
he
like,
was
was
hiding,
this
right?
real?
Which
And he's
means
like,
that
how do you mean?
conversely,
And I was like,
he must have trusted
and he's
whoever
like,
he was meeting
yeah, it
with
was
very
real.
much.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
This game is a mindfuck, though, honestly. V3 is way more of a mindfuck. V3 is insane.
The point is, whoever he met
Like, when I
approaches
played
the
V3
culprit,
blind,
right?
oh my god.
So we just
Seriously.
gotta figure out who it was.
The story of that game is
Knowing what we
fucking
know,
insane.
I can't even guess.
Compared to this game, anyway.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Also, Kyoko also voices Kaede in V3 as well.
Sure about that.
So that's pretty cool. Also, I figured out who the fuck Leon's voice was. It's actually Shuichi from V3.
Two pieces of evidence that we
That's who
don't
the fuck it
have.
reminded me of. And I pieced it together last night, like, immediately after stream. And I was like, oh, I know why that voice sounds so fucking familiar. It's because I've been hearing it for the past, like, 3 weeks.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Doesn't mean you can't make certain inferences from different information.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
My girl.
Easy for you to say, but fine.
Yeah, because she has fucking, what, 10 brain
Did you
cells?
notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
Compared to you, that has, like, none.
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Yup.
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. Oh, but is it? Because it's what pretty much cements this guy's doom here in a minute. Oh, we're gonna use her account again. Awesome. Easy for me then.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Yep, to work
He was
out.
on his way to go exercise.
Yep. Not gonna contradict
so
that.
next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
What?
No, that's wrong.
Wrecked. Get
Hold
fucked.
on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Mm-hmm. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Nope.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
I love how he makes his hand like he just figured out like something, like he has 200 IQ, and he's like, I got you, motherfucker.
What are you? You just...
Nope, you just.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we begin
Mondo,
the
you
trial,
stupid, dumb,
did you tell anyone
JoJo's
that?
Bizarre Adventure escapee idiot. Yes.
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Yeah, because the evidence was disposed
The
of.
bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Cherry.
I love how she gives them nicknames based on their actual name. That's fucking hilarious.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't
That's totally like a serial killer. Like, they would totally do
Just
that.
by chance.
It's a really
I
nice
just
detail.
happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony...
Yeah, way to not think your lie through, you fucking idiot. Cemented your grave now. Didn't just dig it, cemented it over. She stuffed the jacket into a bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed
So I'm not gonna lie, there's a
Chihiro
dojin
made a
of
point of
Chihiro and
making sure the
Celeste that is
jacket was
actually quite nice.
completely in the back. If you just ran into him
If you're into
briefly,
that kind of thing, I
you
guess.
couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah, ugh, is right.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
And cemented it over.
Perhaps.
We've been over this.
But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
Mm-hmm. Look at Byakuya, he's like, ah, sly as fuck.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
But it worked, didn't it?
Ah,
You smug fuck.
now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Look at her smiling, she's like, ooh, you devilish little bitch.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
Because I hate him, that's fucking hilarious.
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Yeah, he did say that. You know what, I never took note of that detail. I mean, I did when they drew attention to it, but just casually, I never noticed that
Once
he
I
said dude
picked
at
up
that
on
point,
that,
ever.
it occurred to me
And
that
I've seen this
Mondo
game
knew
through like
something
5
we
times. At least.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
On the contrary.
No, I'm not the frightful one.
The only thing frightful here is Mondo's hair.
Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
I would have taken that opportunity to fucking dig into him right there. That would have been hilarious. I would not take this situation seriously if this was me. I'd be the comic relief.
Mondo?
By far.
Was it really you?
I think, anyway.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
Oh, which reminds me, actually, since we're on the subject, I think it's perfectly fitting.
I didn't kill anyone!
Let me fuck around with the controller using my other hand for a
You've
little
been
bit.
all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
No, you put the words
What
there
gives
yourself
you the
because you're
right
an
to
idiot.
treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like
So
that.
this is my first ever Danganronpa OC that I've made, like officially, but I'm trying to learn how to draw it in the same style, so it's not exactly great, but it's the idea's kind of there. And this is an OC that I made for my buddy that he commissioned me for and wanted me to design.
Well, this does present us with a problem.
So like basically for those who don't know, I'm an artist and I'm like trying to learn how to draw in this style so I can make like
My
OCs
time
and
has
sprites and shit
nearly
for people.
come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
And I'm learning a bit and it's becoming a bit easier.
Hifumi.
But
Weren't
it's
you
really
telling
fun
me
to
you
fuck
found
around with
some
and to
evidence?
learn more about.
Really? What kind of evidence?
So I made the one with the blue hair first, and I kind of took the one with the blue hair's haircut for my own because I was lazy. And it was like 5 in the morning, and I just didn't want to work on it anymore, but I wanted it to be done so I could show it off, so I just basically took the haircut
Jeez,
that I
does your
already
confidence
designed.
Just get up and walk away? It's
But I made the
fine,
one with the
man.
blue hair
Just
first,
tell us.
and I made the Daredevil one second, so the Daredevil one is mine,
Really insist.
and the other one is my friend's. But I designed them both, so.
Here it is.
And the design isn't final, I'm just like fucking around with ideas and shit.
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Yeah, so when I get really good at fucking doing art and shit.
I got it!
When I get really good at it, I'm gonna go
Chihiro's
back over
handbook
them and
was
I'm gonna
missing
make them
from
like
the scene
look
of the
really
crime,
legitimate.
right?
Like you're not even gonna be able to tell they're not actual Danganronpa characters.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
So right now I'm trying to
that's
come
what I
up with
was
like character
hoping,
backgrounds and
but
personality
it's
ideas and
busted.
shit for
It
mine.
won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after
And I
the
knew I
murder.
wanted something edgy, so I was trying to think of something like edgy that would be neat and make
I didn't think
sense.
the handbooks were quite so...
And given my background, I think it makes perfect sense because, like I said, I've been through a
You're
lot of
right.
fucking crazy
They're
shit
not.
and survived, so I think it makes perfect sense.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be
Way
some
to take
kind
the
of
piss out of
mystery in
Monokuma
there
on his own fucking
somewhere?
revolutionary product. It's like a Nintendo Switch.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
It's only one possible explanation.
I got it!
Hitting its weak point?
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually
But again, we can
was.
infer what it is, can't we?
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Yep.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
She says with a fucking smirk, cheeky cunt.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The
Nobody
weak
agreed
point
to
of
that though,
my
so they could
cutting-edge
potentially break the handbook on
is
purpose. Just to fuck him
when
off.
it's exposed to high temperatures
Because he
for
didn't
too
say it's a
long,
regulation
it
to
will
not
suffer
purposely
a
break your handbook,
meltdown
which he
and
should have done.
totally break. I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200
Ah, here's the educational bit I was talking about.
Strange
Pay
how
attention.
You don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Yeah, see, interesting shit. And they say you don't learn a thing from video games. Very untrue.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Yep.
Anyway, if you found the victim,
I love that comic relief right there. It's pretty well placed.
Then the killer must have been purposely trying
Also,
to raise
honestly, a lot of the
temperature in
things
order
I've
to
learned, a
break
lot of social skills, a lot of my reasoning, a lot of my reaction times, and my thought processes literally come from playing video games. So
meaning the culprit
I
somehow
don't
knew
know.
its
They're good for
weakness.
something.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if they didn't mean to find out and it just happened?
What
Is
if
what
the
she means.
killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Look at Mondo. Look how pissed he is. At how stupid he is.
They'd realize it was broken, of course. And
Fucking
it wouldn't be
Yu-Gi-Oh!
hard
I'd
to figure out
5Ds,
why.
motherfucker.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook,
Look up
they knew
Yu-Gi-Oh!
they had an
5Ds and
easy
tell
way
me
to
he doesn't
dispose of
remind you of Yusei Fudo with that fucking eye style.
I won't say it's not
He looks like
possible,
Yusei Fudo.
but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
Yup.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
No, it's not you, idiot. You took your fucking clothes off, didn't you? Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? Had to be the one who wore all their clothes in the sauna. It was... You, my boy.
Here's my answer.
Rip.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Yup.
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Because he's guilty, you twat.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
No, nobody else was there for that.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to
Makoto
keep
is
his
the only
school
one who knows this
uniform on.
information.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform
Taka could back
pockets.
him up on this, but Taka wouldn't want to condemn his bro, would he?
And when it was all over,
So it's not like Makoto
discovered
can
that
prove
taking your
this theory,
handbook into the
or this
sauna could
shit
easily
really
destroy it.
happened, so it could just be bullshit.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all
See,
wrong.
Mondo could have said
He would
that, he'd
never
like,
kill.
but can you prove to everybody these events actually took place?
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Although, Kiyotaka being the ultimate moral compass, he wouldn't lie, would he? I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond shadow of a doubt. Did you? Uh-oh. I don't know what this is. I don't actually remember. Well, it's gotta be one of those two handbooks.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
It's gotta be the...
What he says is correct.
It's gotta be the broken
then
one, doesn't it?
Monroe, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Nice. I winged it there, I'm gonna be honest. I winged that entirely.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Yeah, because we've established that if he went into the sauna and his handbook broke, he would have to have a different one that actually works, and it wouldn't be displaying his name, it would be displaying somebody
I think
else's.
he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's true, he did say that.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
How fucking stupid could this idiot be? Seriously, I'm gonna ask that right now. Like,
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
yeah, bending the rules however the fuck you want.
I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on.
Yeah,
Tell
bro.
him he's
What's wrong, bro?
You are wrong.
It's fine,
you
right?
have to be wrong.
Not really.
Everything you just
Mondo's
said
about to
is
die.
wrong.
Sorry,
You made it
everybody.
all up.
Okay.
So if you liked
then why
Mondo,
don't
say
we
goodbye
look
to him,
back
because
on
he's
this case
fucking
one more
gone.
time, from the beginning.
Danganronpa has a very good fucking habit of doing that.
way,
Any character that
everything
you
will
like,
become clear.
why-
And we'll all see if
best
I
say
was
bye to
right
him now.
or wrong.
Get prepared for it, because it happens. Zoo, when you like a V3 character, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna die. Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag. That'd be this, I think. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms, okay. But which... Would that be the in part? Or would that be this? Okay. Which locker room did Chihiro go into? Boys. Would that be this one? It's not gonna be the door that says girls. Is it gonna be this one? I don't know what picture this is. Like, is that gonna be this, or is it gonna be the other one? Because that's very unclear. Is it gonna be this? Or is it gonna be this one? Because that's a bit dumb. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit vague. The weapon the killer used was the dumbbell. Wah. As the murder took place, some blood splattered onto something, didn't it? So again, is that gonna be that poster or this poster? I'm gonna assume that one because they're taking it down. I assume to switch it. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. It's gotta be this one. Which locker room did the killer move to? Girls? Okay, so that other image back here is actually this other one over here, because it's a duplicate panel. So this one gets out of here, and this one goes in here, I'm assuming. Is how that works. Ibuki was your best girl for DR2? It took me a while to get accustomed to Ibuki, I'm not gonna lie. Her over-the-top fucking ridiculousness, like, kinda put me off for a while. The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. What? Oh shit. I don't fucking know, do I? I don't know. Like, I know what it is, but I don't know where each of the things goes. Okay, that would be the extension cord, but, like, I don't know how these posters go. What did he use to disguise what had happened? This? Where did the killer go after they were done? The sauna? It broke? So, that'd be that, right? So the only panel I don't understand is this one back here with the poster. I don't know exactly how to use these ones. Like, if it would give a description of the fucking orbs, that'd be nice, but, like, I don't know what to put where. I don't know, I'm just gonna wing it. Maybe I have it right, maybe I have it wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know. Click on the question. I did! The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. I know he took the poster, but, like... Would that be taking it right here? Or would that be putting it back up? Like this. Because, like, I don't understand, like, what the order you're supposed to use these in is. Putting it up? Okay, so, like, that looks like putting it up to me, so if I have that wrong, that's the game being vague as fuck. Oh, so that would be the killer taking down the poster, right? So that would be this one. Yes, maybe, I think. What is this? So, let me try this, I guess?
You! First, let's take
yeah,
a look
DR2
back
version
to
of this
before
minigame
the
is better, so is V3's. Like I said, this is a bit vague. That's why I don't like the panel shit. Plus, you have to watch it reenact, and then when you get an answer wrong, you have to re-fix it, and it's kind of stupid and unnecessary, in my opinion.
Stuffing something into a duffel bag.
But to give them a break, this is their first one, so like I can't really fault them for something that they didn't know was flawed at the time.
Blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed
Let's
out.
hope I got this shit
even
correct,
though it
because I
was
really don't want to be
officially
wrong and have to fix it.
She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
What? What?! There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. It wouldn't be this? Is it gonna be this one instead? Because that's fucking dumb as fuck.
Here's exactly what happened.
Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. It's
Bag in
vague
hand,
as shit.
Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room.
Look at the hand color?
Specifically, the boys' locker room. But how could the
What does the
victim,
hand
who's
color matter?
apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
What?
Simple.
My god,
because
that's
she
fucking
was
retarded,
really a
dude.
he. Which is why he was
fucking
able to
dumb,
use his
it
own
really is.
handbook
That's
to gain
just
entrance to
stupid.
the boys' locker room.
It's just unnecessary as fuck.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met
Oh, it's the
was
killer's
one who
hand, not
killed
Chihiro's? Oh, that's retarded, honestly. The murder weapon isn't the dumbbell? What? Excuse me? Huh? Whoa, what? Is it gonna be this one?
Here's exactly what happened.
Are you kidding me, man?
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person
Oh, I
he
get it.
met
The other
was
dumbbell
one who
was a
killed
picture of the dumbbell from the other panel. Is that what it is? Oh my god, this fucking game's logic is so retarded. I guess the dumbbell wouldn't be bloody before it hit him with it, but like, fucking seriously, come on, man. When it says, the murder weapon used was, of course you're gonna pick the fucking bloody dumbbell, right? It's fucking retarded. This fucking game's logic is dumb. I mean, it makes sense, but it's intentionally stupid on purpose.
In the boys' locker room came from.
Oh my god. This fucking game.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Oh, okay. This is the part I expect to fuck up. Alright, it's a good thing I fucked around with the posters, because I would have had that wrong.
First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster,
Okay, I got this right as well, thank fuck.
and finally
I probably
carrying
would have
the
failed
corpse
this trial
into
at the very
girls'
end
locker
because of
room.
this stupid bullshit.
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
It's just fucking dumb.
This
There's
alone
no need
doesn't
for it.
prove that
It's
the
just
killer was
stupid on purpose.
necessarily a girl. After all,
Oh, I see.
Sayaka
That's
and
oh,
Shingo's
okay.
handbooks
Okay.
had been placed in the main hall.
I see now.
Using one of those,
Because
a
I know
boy
about the
could get into
duplicate
girls'
comic
locker room
scenes
without
and
much
like being
problem.
used as fucking things. Like I understand that. So it's like I guess I should have just paid
And
attention
that's
to the panels
exactly
better.
how the killer did it.
Maybe.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
Yeah, maybe I should have just paid attention a little
They
better.
changed
but
the layout of the boys and
Still, it's
girls'
fucking
locker
stupid.
room.
When it says
what you
when it
might
says
call
murder weapon,
a
you don't
crime
expect it to
scene
make a
switch.
duplicate of the murder weapon. That's just dumb.
That could have been the end of things. But no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation.
Yeah, they did this because the
making
fucking
things
case would have been
even more
open and shut pretty damn fast. No, it's okay, because you remember how the previous cases go once you pass them, so anything that would be from a different case is automatically out, like it wouldn't be used. That's perfectly fine. But the fact that they duplicate panels from their own comic book to fuck around with you on shit that's, like, really direct, like, oh, the murder weapon on the scene was... It's like, it was the fucking dumbbell. You wouldn't think there's multiple dumbbells. Like, multiple images. Stupid.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
It's just a bit dumb. There we go, I got that correct.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed
Congratulations
of
on saying facade correctly, by the way. Not a lot of people do that. A lot of people say facade, or facade.
There,
Like they read it
planned
like
to
that.
destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Not a lot of people know it's pronounced facade. You'd be surprised. Swoo, wham.
And just as the killer expected,
I like how it goes
the steamy sauna was enough
That's
to
great.
ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, The killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Yeah, see, I fucking love that. I love that, like, Makoto's like, here's exactly what happened! And then it's, like, not what happened because you have, like, one detail wrong, and then you gotta fix it. And it's like, okay, everybody, maybe that's not exactly what happened, but here's what happened for real. It's just fucking stupid. 2 and 3 do it so much better than this one. But like I said, it's their first game, so I can't, like, really fault them for, like, a system that they didn't know had flaws to it.
You need evidence! You need proof!
That is proof.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Yes, I can, because he's the only one that would have been capable of doing it, you fucking idiot. Evidence that Mondo is the killer, that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. New element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Fuck me. I don't know, I enjoyed 1 way more than 3. 3 felt so out of ideas. I think 3 was pretty fucking well done, honestly. There's one murder that was really fucking stupidly set up, and I think you know the one I'm talking about. There's also one that kinda doesn't make sense in a specific bit, but I'm not gonna say how, because, Master of Zoo has not played it yet, so, careful not to spoil him, if you would. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R1 button, Fear for Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. Oh boy. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push X, square, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. I see. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. My all-time favorite will always be Danganronpa 2, Chapter 5. Basically, I did not play the games except for V3, but I've seen Danganronpa 1 and 2, and me and my buddy, who already knew what happened, my buddy did, anyway, I didn't. We watched a playthrough of Danganronpa 2, and he asked me who I thought the killers were in each chapter and everything, and I explained my reasoning, and we did it that way. And, when we got to Chapter 5, I was like, was it this person? He's like, no. And I'm like, this person? No. And I was like, was it a suicide? And he's like, yes. And I was like, ah, okay. And then I was trying to figure out how the suicide happened, and I had a lot of the shit correct. Particularly, I think the environment is a lot more interesting than Danganronpa 2. I like Danganronpa 2's environment a lot. How many did I get right? What do you mean? Oh, like killers and shit like that? Chapter 1, I was on the right track from the beginning. And, like, I was on about a stupid detail in Chapter 1 that kind of threw me off, but I knew pretty certain who the killer was. Because I kind of got slightly spoiled on Danganronpa 2 by one character. I got spoiled on Teru, because I saw a frame of the execution at one point and I didn't want to. So I knew he was a murderer, I just didn't know when. So I couldn't piece it together that he would have been the murderer from Chapter 1. Like, at the time, because I couldn't draw the conclusion of what chapter he died in, if that makes sense. So I knew Teru was a killer, and the evidence only pointed to 2 people. And there could have only been one possible killer, so I should have assumed that it was Teru at that point, but I didn't. But I was on the right track with that. And then Chapter 2, I got right, literally, like, you're not gonna believe this, but literally, I got Chapter 2's killer correct, literally right when the person walked into the fucking restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as she, like, came in wet, and I was like, it's her. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. And then so much shit happened afterward that just cemented that theory. And then I was like, okay, so the killer had to have been a female. It had to have been a female. It had to have been somebody who knew about the swim meetup. The only people who knew about the swim meetup were the females and Kazuichi himself. And the only reason Hajime knew is because Kazuichi told him. So I already decided from that, the killer has to be female. Like, it has to be somebody who knew about the meetup, right? And then blah 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 blah, all that shit happened. I was like, yeah, it's Pekko. And then it was Pekko, right? And then Chapter 3. Chapter 3, I figured out it was Mikan at the very, very end, near the end of the trial. And I was like, ah, I know who it is. And he's like, how? How do you know? Explain your reasoning. And I'm like, everybody else has alibis. Mikon only has an alibi from the time that I woke up, so I don't know what antics she was up to beforehand. I think it's fucking Mikon, and I was right. And then Chapter 4, he asked me who I thought it was gonna die, and I said I didn't know, but I took note of Nekomaru's sleeper switch thing, and I was like, yeah, I bet the killer's gonna abuse that, and that's how this murder's gonna play out. But I didn't guess it was Gundam for that one. Even though I saw the hamster press the elevator button, and I knew Nekomaru had a switch. Like, I didn't draw that connection at first. But Chapter 4 of Dangan 2 is, like, probably one of my favorite chapters in any Dangan game, is what I mean to say. So Chapter 4 was, like, my favorite. And then Chapter 5, honestly, like, I'm gonna sound like a bit of a dick, but I figured out most of Chapter 5. The only thing I didn't know is what Nagito's plan was, or why he committed suicide. But near the end of the chapter, like, near the end of the investigation, I'm like, okay, so he must have done this to draw out who the traitor was. And my buddy was like, yeah. And so I was like, were the fire bottles replaced with something else? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, what could that be, though? What could it be? I was like, oil? No, that wouldn't kill you. That doesn't make sense. The fire would have just killed him, but he didn't die by fire, it's obvious, because the body was safe, so the body didn't get burned. And I was like, did he die by poison? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, so he did die by poison, okay. And I knew it was a suicide, so I knew it was something that Nagito set up a very particular way, so. Called Negatime that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Negatime during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point... No, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to Gentle, the opponent won't use Negatime. Okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so I kind of suck at this, so if I fuck this up, don't be surprised. I'm not very used to the way this game does rhythm.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong.
So if I fuck this up really hard, like I said, don't be surprised.
False.
I don't like how it stalls right there and throws you off rhythm.
Show me some evidence.
I'm doing quite good so far.
I won't listen. False.
Sorry, I'm gonna focus for this bit.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False!
That was bullshit. How did he get fucking Negatime as, like, that was a little bit bullshit, honestly. I had that perfect, and the game fucked me on that. I had that perfectly done.
So far is right.
Just use your focus gauge as much as possible. Yeah, I literally throughout V3, I did not know you could use the focus gauge for all the minigames, so there's only like one minigame that I actually used it on.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Yeah, so there we go. That's pretty much Trial 2 done.
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
And now we hear about Mondo's backstory. Trial complete. Awesome sauce. Alright, well there we go. I did alright, I think. Yeah, I think I did okay on that. Yeah, but Chapter 3 of Danganronpa V3 has some retarded logic that doesn't make any goddamn sense in multiple places. To spare you the details, Zoo, I'm not going to go into detail about what's stupid about it, so you don't get spoiled on anything, but trust me, when you play it for yourself, you'll be like, how the fuck does that make sense? There's no way this would have been possible at all.
Go ahead, Monokuma.
Also, this doesn't make sense. And this doesn't make sense. There's also a certain part of Chapter 2 of V3 that physically, if you think about it, doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it wouldn't have worked like that in terms of physics. Like, that would not have happened the way it did, or is depicted in multiple places. So V3 was a little silly, but like some of the murders were pretty well plotted, I gotta say. And the mindfucks in V3 are fucking insane.
Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Actually impossible. Like, there's certain circumstances of how the murder is set up.
Who were you
and what weapon they use to do it and how they go about using it, that doesn't make any sense and would have been heavily noticed in any regular circumstance. So, like, it's not even, like, well thought through. It's just fucking lazily done, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, you'll see what I mean when you play it for yourself. You'll see when you play it for yourself. It's like, it's literally stupid. Like, there's no way this would have been possible. Like, say if somebody was plotting a murder in a specific room and you were in the room, they don't notice. It's like, you definitely take notice. Because the amount of time it would take to set up how it was set up would not have been possible, if that makes any sense. Not in front of people, anyway. And it did happen in front of people, so, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blacken that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Awada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murderer this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the circle button to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive.
More like if you're not smart.
And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge.
Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... That day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it'd be a good idea to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yup, sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? What he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something you didn't want anyone to know? Even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Well, he didn't kill him, but got him killed. There's a difference. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he intimidated him in everything he did. Imitated him, even. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I just...
Gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Dia never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone what his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Dia was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong!
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why...
Mondo.
After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus!
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone find out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
And stronger than Dia! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I
killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it! Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead and say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Rip Brotherhood bond. Feels bad, man. Oh, look at this little sprite. Oh, it's so nice. So let's kick back and watch Mondo's execution, right? This is where the game gets really wicked. Although this one is a little bit weird, I'll admit. Little bit strange. It's cool, though. Especially when he gets the eye swirlies. Also, I love how Monokuma has this fucking haircut. It's hilarious. The Cage of Death. This part is my favorite right here. Yeah, butter time, exactly. How the cage starts to spark and shit, and that fucking dizzy, swirly, fucking rainbow shit going on. That's the coolest part of this whole execution by far. Wicked. Awesome shit. Love that so much. Mondo butter. And some pancakes. So the end of that one is a bit weird, but I think it's fitting, honestly. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be! My brother! Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Yeah, I can't do that. It's like 1 in the morning for me. Almost 2 in the morning. So I'm not gonna do any more, like, crazy scream shit. Just because I don't want to fucking piss everybody in my house off. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead, do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too?
That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue.
The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool, he didn't even have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene?
But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become the Blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
What?
Correct.
So that was your reason.
Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean? Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting.
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled
Oh,
up.
so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. fear and despair charge
So we've pretty
forward
much
at a
completed the
speed
chapter, but I'm
nothing
just
can
gonna
hope
go
to
through all
match.
this bullshit for the sake of going through this
I must
bullshit.
admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the
And then
pain
I think if
effort of
Recore is
making
still
you
up, I don't
part
know
of
how
the
long
group,
he's gonna
and
be
you
on,
couldn't
or
play
has
your
been on
part.
for, but I'm probably gonna host him
remember you
unless
were
he's close to
supposed to
being
make
done,
the
so I might
first
want to
move,
check that
right?
right now. So desktop audio's off, so you guys aren't gonna be able to hear his response.
Well, no biggie.
Sorry, give me like 5 seconds.
Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
2 seconds, sorry.
After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Sorry about that.
Ooh-hoo. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I
Alright,
said
apparently
you could
Recore
ask
is almost done, but I
anything,
might host him anyway. And he's another Danganronpa player, so, like, if you guys would, if you want to support him, and support Danganronpa as well, he's very close to hitting affiliate status. He's like 10 followers away.
And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friend.
And he's a really cool dude, and I want to support him as much as I possibly can. So I'm probably gonna host him anyway. Even though he's super close to ending. So if you guys want to give Recore a follow when I host him, he plays Overwatch, if you're into Overwatch, and he also plays Danganronpa, obviously. He's playing V3 blind right now, so if you don't want spoilers, I would suggest you to head out. So for people like Zoo, if you want to support him and follow him, you can. And it's not at a spoily point right now, but you may see some frames of dead characters, so like, take the risk, don't take the risk, I don't know, but like I said, he's very close to affiliate status, and I want to help him as much as possible, because he's really, really, really close. So if you don't want V3 spoils, you can head out, if you wish. Oh yeah, this is Asahina crying. Alright, see you later, Zoo. Thank you so much for chilling out this entire time, thank you. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough.
I can't take it
I
anymore.
can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon. It's impossible.
I can't let myself think about how much I want to.
Oh, I see. She's doing the fucking dialogue herself. I still have Recore's stream up, so I'm getting like audio from him as well, so I couldn't hear it.
If I keep
Sorry about that.
thinking like that, I might decide to.
Donuts. I need to eat some donuts. That'll cheer me up. Glazed donuts, twisty donuts, jelly donuts, cream-filled donut holes, malasadas? I have no idea what a malasada is. I've never heard of that before. Oh god of donuts, I'm praying for a wonderful encounter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. But right now, for me, donuts are absolutely necessary.
Huh?
What's that sound? Sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse.
But
I'm super scared, but... Is someone there? She says. A Next Generation Legend, Stand Tall Galactic Hero is the next chapter. And obviously, as you can see, it's going to be very involved with Hifumi and Sakura. The morning after the conclusion of the second-class trial, everyone met up in the dining hall, just like always, and I expected it to start like any other day. That's what I expected, but... Today's count kinda sucks, huh? Toko and Byakuya still refuse to show up. And I haven't seen Miss Asahina anywhere. She said her stomach was hurting, so she's taking it easy in her room for today.
oh,
That is rather unusual for her. Normally she is so full of energy.
Which is exactly what makes me worry.
So then,
So it's just the 7 of us then? Looks like that way.
How about that?
It's times like this where the committee chairman needs to get things going with a bang.
Impossible.
Or not.
Taka hasn't said a word since everything that happened yesterday. One look at his face showed he hadn't slept a wink last night. Must be because of Mondo. The two of them became so close, and then he finds out Mondo killed Chihiro, and then having to watch Mondo get punished, and nothing he could do about it? Can't even imagine what it must have done to him.
Well...
So, I mean, what's gonna happen now? We haven't found any way out, and we have no idea if help's ever gonna come. You know, I'm all depressed just thinking about it. We simply have to make the best of things, do our best to get along and live here together in peace. Forget about the outside world and accept this new life. That is the only hope we have now. What, to live here forever?
Well...
Here we have every convenience. We have food, clothes. Our every need is seen to. Why are you dissatisfied? In fact, let me ask you this. What is it about the outside world that you long for?
Is that okay?
Competition, discrimination, victimization, and violence? As society grows, so does its perversion. In which case, in our current situation, not... Demon Angel, pretty pudgy princess!
Huh?
Here we go.
Maggie, the drill shop owner, the bunny-eared Amazon, Catgirl, Dogboy, Robo-Justice, the Galactic King. And... What I mean is, there's no 2D here!
There is nothing to be done.
The mastermind puts such base desire to their advantage, bending you to their will.
You know?
Okay, well anyway, since Taka's like catatonic, as the oldest one here, I'm officially stepping up to take the lead. So, we're all gonna work together and spend the rest of the day searching the school.
Searching?
I'm right.
Well, I mean, since the class trial is over and all,
Perhaps.
there should be new places for us to investigate. Yeah, that's the ticket. Maybe we'll find some kind of clue this time.
Well then.
Then once we're done eating, let's split up and begin looking around. Do you have any problem with that, Celeste?
There may be a discovery waiting for us, which may further enrich our life here. No, the point is to look for clues. And just as we were starting to come together, she barged in and ruined the conversation.
You called for me and so I appeared.
Genocide! Nobody called for you!
What the... How come it's Genocide Jill and not Toko?
Yes!
God, this place is just amazing! Finally a place I can be my murderous self! Which is why I've decided to stop holding back and spread my wings. No more hiding in a cave for me! Plus I have another battle to fight. The whole killer with the split personality thing is so overdone. I gotta destroy that stereotype. I'll fight all day and night to murder those totally slanderous cliches.
But you are a killer with a split personality.
If she weren't here, my chances of survival would go up at least 10%. Come on, you gotta back me up here. Even the biggest stars need the little people to hold them up.
Well, whatever else we do today, first we should eat. We can't do anything on an empty stomach.
You're right, let's hurry up and eat so we can start our investigation.
There you have it.
So we were forced to eat breakfast with a murderer, and after our much-needed but very annoying meal, we set to work looking around the school.
Right, finally I get a fucking chance to save. Jesus, dick. Alright, so thank you guys for hanging out. I'm just about done. Like I said, I'm gonna host Record, so if you don't want V3 spoilers, fuck off now. That's your warning. And, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And, like I said, give him all the support you can. He's really, really, really close to affiliate status, and I really want to help him to the best of my ability. So, if you would, be as kind to drop him a follow if you like Overwatch and you like the content he creates. He's a really nice guy. So, I'm gonna host Record, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your evenings, whatever you're gonna do. Whether it's day or night, have a good one. See you soon.